unless you're worried about interest rate rises and killing you, which they very well could do.
I obviously have security with me at all times.
And look, let's be perfectly frank. If the federal government goes to an early
grave,
which of course has been touted as a possibility, if it's not that, it'll probably be
a wedding.
May next year. And why would you want to give up the opportunity to govern for as long as possible unless you're worried about interest rate rises coming through and killing you, which they very well could do.
It's a good thing that I'm able to walk around, and I don't want to see that diminished.
But when and if they go to an election, what are they going to sell to the public?
A $51 tent.
As an achievement of their government?
Reach for the stars.
I mean, there's very little to crow about. All the things that they said they really wanted to achieve, apart from maybe
2 new private planes.
But, you know, The Voice was a total failure.
Yes.
That was the whole thing that Albanese basically staked his political capital on. Now, it didn't kill him as Prime Minister.
And that's a good thing that I'm able to walk around. And I don't want to see people say hello to me. And people normally say hello to Toto before they say hello to me. And that's a good thing that people can do that.
But the one thing he really wanted to do as PM...
Lower temperature.
Totally failed to do. The other thing he's really wanted to do as PM is bring...
conflict fatigue in this country.
That's my style. I hope you've noticed that. In order to continue to put that downward pressure on inflation.
And ultimately deliver an interest rate cut so that he can then go into an election that he sells on. We've done the hard yards, we've improved things, we need your support to help us finish the job off. Well, in all likelihood, he's going to go into an election with at least one, probably 2
new private planes.
Interest rate rises between now and that point in time. So we won't be able to crow about the great work he's done to repair the economy. Albanese has literally nothing to point to.
And that's just part of the job. And I sincerely hope that in Australia that can continue.
So people are starting to look at the opposition and Dutton, who increasingly looks like a good
potato.
The only problem is, I think, that it's probably statistically, mathematically impossible for the coalition to take government from the point it is currently in. But when we're talking about minority, it's not impossible to think that the coalition could form a minority government on the numbers that we're starting to look at.
Not at all. I think they're a pair of bozos, though. They really are, the way they've handled this. And I hope that people see common sense in this and vote for One Nation to be the true government. And yet the public keep heading down this path. You keep voting for these ratbags, these idiots, and
We need a better government.